Hello YouTube, Croc here, and I hope you're having a good day. I got my hands on the Monster Hunter Wilds open beta test, and I decided to try out the Charge Blade and many other weapons. And in this video, we're going to talk about specifically the Charge Blade and the changes that were implemented into Monster Hunter Wilds. So if you like what you see, if you want to see more like builds, discussions, theories in the future, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned. So there are a couple of things that they improved slash changed to the Charge Blade that made it slightly better. And one of those changes is that when you are in Savage Axe mode, which is when the Savage Axe mode, like the chainsaw mode, your files do not get consumed uh like when you're doing like the normal attacks in axe mode with circle, your files don't get consumed. And when you use the discharges, you only consume half a file when that happens. So this is quite revolutionary gameplay. This is, it's an insane gameplay change to just allow us to just, instead of a whole ammo file to just be consumed, only half of it is consumed. It is a bit different to enter Savage X mode in this game. The ways you enter Savage X mode in this game is by actually being proactive in the combat. So you have to, in order to, there's two ways that I know that you can enter Savage X mode, and is one of them is probably the bread and butter, is by just doing a perfect block. That's probably one of the easiest ways to do it consistently. You just memorize the monster. It provides, blocking power, and it's takes skill to even do it. You know what I mean? It takes skill to do. You have to memorize the patterns and stuff like that, and you get rewarded for it. The second way is by using the focus attack skill on on a broken womb. The wombs are the red spots on the monster. You use your focus attack on those, and as long as you hit the focus attack on the red spots, it should automatically just put you into Savage X mode. And I think the duration is the same as the when you charge your shield. So I don't quote me on that, but I think it's the same. It felt the same. I've bet I the way I was able to just keep Savage X on all the time, take it out. I didn't do it all the time, but it felt like I had it on all the time. But that's because when you're just in the flow of the combat, it actually doesn't feel like you have to maintain it. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel like you have to maintain it. You just kind of just do it. As long as you know it's like, okay, I have to do a perfect block here, and I get to build it back up. It's like it's almost seamless. You feel me? So the Savage mode, allowing you to use half your files when you're doing discharges and not consume files at all when you're just doing normal axe mode attacks, is a huge W, and I love it. It might get nerfed because I can see it, for especially for elemental charge blades, I can see it being very broken, and it might get changed in the future, but I hope not. Number two would be the perfect block. The perfect block it was already kind of a thing with guard points in the previous games, but having a perfect block in this game, I didn't really check and see if it consumes your health. It doesn't seem like it does, because I never died when I did it at low HP. But the perfect block is like really awesome, and there's two ways that I know that you could do a perfect block. You can just do it just by holding your shield at a specific time right before the monster hits you, or you can even like load your files in, and as long as you're like loading your files and holding circle, you will transform into a block. That happened very fast, so I'm just gonna play it back for you guys. But yeah, as long as you're like reloading and holding it, you will block. And this is a very hard thing to pull off, but when you pull it off, it feels strong. And this does something else. It automatically charges your shield as well. So if you put your files in and you hold it and you do that block, it automatically turns your shield like red. So now Charged Blade players have a way to just load their files and instantly get their shield charge, which is huge quality of life. I thank you, uh, Godcom. Thank you, Godcom. I appreciate it. Another thing you can do with the Charged Blade is the Clash and go straight into Savage X mode. I don't think I said that yet. You can do a Clash. A Clash is basically just getting a perfect block. There's a cooldown on it. It's kind of like a mount, but you can get more clashes than mounts, from what I've tested in the game. But there's a cooldown. You can't just clash into a clash into clash. But you can clash, do a couple perfect blocks, and like maybe after like the fourth one, you'll get like another clash, right? Um, and then after the clash, you'll enter Savage X mode again, which is nice. I haven't really noticed anything else with the Charge Blade. Charge Blade just basically plays the same. It is a lot more seamless though. Like it's a lot more combo centric, and the big finisher, like the pseudo amped elemental discharge, um, the three follow ups you can do feel amazing to pull off. And I know this is a beta, and I know like this armor here is like probably most likely low rank, and the weapon is also low rank. But the amount of damage we're doing in low rank is ridiculous. It is ridiculous how much damage we're doing in low rank, especially with the charge blade. Especially with the combos we can do, the amount of files we don't lose, and the uptime that we have. Like just look at the damage here. We're just racking up damage, and it just flows. It just flows. Speaking of that, you can combo the first two attacks from the focus mode attack, the two sword swings, as like just ways to just build up KO on the monster's face, uh, and or probably elemental in the future. So there's different ways to play now with the Charge Blade, and it just feels way more seamless. Anyways, those are the improvements that I have seen and I have, witnessed myself on the first day of the beta. Maybe in the future, I'll maybe do a part two if I find something more to talk about. This is a beta after all, and there might actually be different focus attack skills in the future. I'm not going to call them skills because they're really just like built into the weapon. They're not really skills, they're just built into the weapon. So maybe in the future, we'll be able to swap them out with something else, and maybe we'll transform the weapon into something different. But with that being said, I've been me, you've been you. Stay awesome. Stay safe, my friends. Peace out.